What is going on, everybody? How are we all doing? And welcome to a little bit of a different video today, because we are going to be going through my thoughts and opinions on Euro 2016. Today we're going to be looking at who I think is going to win the tournament, who I think could be a bit of an underdog, a couple of players that might stand out in the tournament in my opinion, and just general bits and bobs on Euro 2016 and how I think it's going to go down. Make sure to leave a big thumbs up on this if you do enjoy the video. I was originally going to put this out tomorrow, the day before the Euros kicks off, but FIFA's having matchmaking issues or an update or something, so I just can't do that today. I just won't physically have time to put anything else out, so I decided to bring this out to you all a day early. But I think the first place to start with, maybe in English, is obviously how I think England are going to do. And I don't hold out much hope, to be completely honest with you. I mean, I look at our squad and I think there's some exciting players in there. As much as it pains me to say, I think Rashford could be quite an exciting prospect, the Man United youngster. I do really like Harry Kane and Jamie Vardy. I think they could do a job up top as well. But it's just the way Roy Hodgson sets the team out in pre-season, you know, the international friendly, sorry, you know what I mean. The last couple we have been absolutely dire. We've had Vardy out on the wing where he's looked ineffective, the defence looks shaky, and I can't see us personally getting past the quarterfinals, which is like the classic England place to be knocked out anyway, but I think quarterfinals is where we're going to get knocked out. I think the only way that we could possibly get further are if three men have an absolutely blinding tournament. Firstly, Joe Hart. Joe Hart is going to be needing to be on like tip-top form for England to do well in this tournament. Chris Smalling is another one. He needs to have a fantastic tournament because he's by far England's best centre-back, and like I just think we look so dodgy at the back. He's going to need to really step up, and with an informed Joe Hart behind him, I think then we might stand a chance. And then thirdly, Harry Kane. Harry Kane needs to get off whatever he's been on in the last few international friendlies, where he's been taking all the set pieces and all that stuff. Step to one side, get in the box and just start scoring goals again, like he has been for Tottenham for the last 2 years, like he has been doing for England in the previous international friendlies. I have no idea why he's been on all the corners, free kicks from out wide. It's been really, really irritating me, and we really need him to step up to the plate for England to have a Euro good chance at going far in Euro 2016. But like I say, I think personally we'll get knocked out in the quarterfinals. If those three players, Joe Hart, Smalling and Kane, step up and play well, I think we perhaps could get to the semi-finals, but I just don't see any outcome where we're going to win it, because I just think there's so many nations that are better than us. My opinion for the favourites to the tournament, I'm going with what the bookies and most people are saying. I think France have got an absolutely incredible squad. They're on home soil. I think you look at the team, they've got the likes of Griezmann, who I think is going to have an absolutely blinding tournament personally. I think it's going to be a real... I mean, I was going to say it's going to elevate him up there and put him in the spotlight. I think he has done that anyway, because he's been so good for Atletico Madrid. But I do think Griezmann's going to have a blinding tournament. Pogba is another one. Pogba is just looking like an absolute monster. Every time I see him play, it's just like he's so like well-rounded, such an incredible central midfielder. And I actually think he's going to get the player of the tournament potentially as well. I just think he's going to absolutely run the show for France. I mean, like I say, you've got Griezmann, you've got Pogba. There's just so many fantastic players in that French team. You look in the defence, they are missing Varane. But even without Varane, they've still got the likes of Koscielny, who's a fantastic centre-back. You've got Laurie in between the sticks. I'm not particularly familiar with the France's initial starting 11 like the favourite, but you've still got the likes of Kingsley Coman, who could work the way in there, who's had a fantastic breakthrough season. They've just got so many fantastic players. And like I say, I personally think they're going to go all the way. The outside bet, in my opinion, is going to be Belgium. Now, it's not really an outside bet. I think they're pretty high up there in the favourites, one below England. I don't know how England are more favourites to win the tournament than Belgium, personally, because I look at that Belgian team. You've got Eden Hazard, who, personally, I think is going to have an absolutely fantastic tournament. I think he's picking up pace towards the end of the season with Chelsea. Scored that great goal against Tottenham, was looking a lot more lively. And I think that Belgium, like I said, are going to do really well. If I was going to bet on someone, I would put money on Belgium. So like I said, I think they're about 11 to 1 on most bookies, and I think that's well worth a punt. Like I said, I think Hazard's going to have a fantastic tournament. De Bruyne is another one. I'm very torn between, I've just mentioned Pogba, between Pogba and De Bruyne as to who I think is going to have the player of the tournament award, because I think De Bruyne is just, I mean, I'm a Man City fan, so I'm biased anyway, but he's such a fantastic player. We've also got the likes of Lukaku. About 12 months ago I would have said Benteke, but I just don't even think Benteke's in the squad anymore, is he? But Company's obviously out injured, but they've still got the likes of Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Courtois. They've just got such an incredible team. Nainggolan, you could go on and go on and go on. I think they're a real They've got a real shot at it. They remind me a bit of England in like 2008 maybe it was, I can't remember now, 2008, 2010, when we had that golden generation of players, but we flopped, and I think this is the moment where Belgium have got their golden generation of players, so it's going to be really interesting to see how they do. Other teams that I think are going to be interesting to watch, one I'm really going to highlight, Austria. I think they've actually got a much better squad than many people give them credit for. You look at David Alaba, who plays in the midfield for Austria usually, he's a fantastic player. Arnautovic has had an absolutely blinding season for Stoke City. And they've also got Christian Fuchs, who of course has had a very solid season for Leicester as well, winning the Premier League. 3 players there, 2 in the defence really, but yeah, I do think Austria could be a team that surprised a few people, because I do think they've got some quality players in there. Switzerland are another one. The likes of Xherdan Shaqiri, Ricardo Rodriguez, Mbolo. I don't know if Mbolo starts for Switzerland, but he's another player that's got a lot of potential to do well in the future, regardless if he plays in the tournament or not. But yeah, Switzerland and Austria are 2 teams that I do think people tend to take a bit lightly, but I do think they have genuinely got some great quality players in there. As regards to top scorers and player of the tournament, like I said, player of the tournament, I'm very torn between Paul Pogba and Kevin De Bruyne. A top scorer I do think is going to be Antoine Griezmann personally. Like I've already mentioned, I think he's going to have an absolutely exceptional tournament. You also look at the likes of Lewandowski. I think I would go for Lewandowski if he was in a slightly more favourable nation, because I can't see Poland getting super far. Whereas Griezmann with France, like I've already said, I think are going to go all the way. But I think that pretty much wraps up everything that I wanted to cover really on the subject of Euro 2016. Let me know in the comment section down below who you think is going to win it, who you think is going to be the top scorer, and who you think will be the player of the tournament as well. I hope you all did enjoy this video. And I know it's been done quite a few times by a few different YouTubers over the past few days, but it's Euro, man. It's the Euros. Everyone's hyped up for it. I hope you are as well. And I will speak to you all in tomorrow's video, lads. Have a fantastic night. Nidge out.
Yo, he's Nidge, plays with big games and player reviews are getting insane. He entertains while he elevates, his video quality resonates. On career mode, he got lots of vids uploading off and he's rocking it. He's got the confidence in all his commentaries. Videos range, they often vary. Got need for speed and a road to glory. Just watching vids and you know the story. The content is underrated, I'm understating, so don't ignore the like and subscribe button to support the channel that keeps running. It takes 1 second, like it's free, it costs nothing. Peace.